Welcome back everyone to the channel for another video. This is Q50 Beast. Today we'll be looking at the 2010 Nissan 370Z. I'm definitely a Nissan and Infiniti guy, so this is another one that's very close and dear to my heart. We're going to put a more realistic build together today. We're going to use that stock engine and we're going to show you how this thing performs. This is going to be a car that's perfect for those meets that have power to weight restrictions. It's going to fit right in with those cars in those segments. We're trying something a little bit different today. We're showing you the car's performance before we get into the tune. So if this is a format change that you would rather see, please let me know in the comment section below. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this car to the track and show you how it performs. Hang tight. All right, so the tires are already heated up. We're going to do a simple launch with this thing. This car leaves pretty well. It's pretty balanced. It takes off and it leaves pretty well. It gets up and down the track. Remember, this is the stock engine guys. And we're flowing down the track pretty well at over 184 miles per hour in the half mile. All right, let's take this thing over to the quarter of a mile and let's see how it performs. Get the launch together. We leave pretty solid, no spinning at all. And we get this thing up and down the track. Once again, stock engine. And look at the speeds we're able to put down. Over 160 miles per hour in a quarter of a mile. All right, this is how this thing performs on the interstate. Sounds really good also. They did a pretty good job with the sound. It's pretty authentic. But this thing gets up and down the road. It's a really good balanced car. There's no swaying. The thing just handles very well. And this is a drag tune on the suspension. And look how good the car handles. Very, very good tune. You can fit this thing in a normally tuned Mustang. You know, it runs against those types of cars. But this thing, it performs pretty well. I like it. It's an all-around car. You can use this for road racing as well. And just look at it. Look at these lines on it. Listen to it. It sounds great. But let's now get into the tune so we can see what we had to do to make this car perform in this way. All right, going over to the conversions, we went with the stock engine. Sounds pretty good. That 3.7 liter Nissan engine sounds really good. We left it rear wheel drive and we did twin turbos on this thing. All right, going over to the engine, we did a race intake. We did race fuel system. We did race ignition. We did a race exhaust. We did race valves and cams. We did race valves. We went on with the race engine block replacement. And we went with race compression and pistons. And we twin turboed this thing, race twin turbos. We did a race intercooler. And we did nothing with the oil cooling. And we did a race flywheel so we can get those gears changed as quick as possible. Over to the brakes, we did race brakes. We also put race springs, race front anti-roll bars, race rear anti-roll bars. We did nothing with the chassis reinforcement. And we did a full weight reduction on the car to make it light as possible, as light as possible. We went with the race clutch, of course, race transmission, and we went with the race drive line. We also put the race differential on this thing. All right, going over to the tires, we went with the drag compound because we're doing the drag build. We did nothing with the front tire width. We left it as narrow as possible. And we went all the way wide with 295s in the rear. All right, we chose these wheels. They were the lightest wheels that we could find. Okay, moving over to the wheels in the front, we left it at 19s. And in the rear, we went 21s that helped our top speed. Okay, our front track width, we extended it for handling. And we also extended the rear track width for handling. All right, so going over to the kits in the front, we went with this Nismo kit. I thought it looked pretty good with the paint that we found. And we also went with the Nismo spoiler. That's carbon fibered. And we also went with this Nismo rear end. Looks pretty good. We did no side skirts because it kind of slowed us down a little bit. We didn't want to slow it down. All right, so for the tires, we went 31.5 in the front and 15 in the rear. Final drive, we went 2.34. 410 is our first gear. 260 is our second gear. 190 is our third gear. 140 is our fourth gear. 105 is our fifth gear. And 0.80 is our sixth and final gear to help us with our top speed. We did nothing with the alignment. Anti-roll bars, we went 37.60 in the front and 65 in the rear. In the springs, we went all the way soft at 272 in the front and 1360 in the rear, all the way hard. With our ride height, we went 4.6 in the front and 4.3 in the rear to keep the car looking pretty good and kind of slammed. Dampenings, we went all the way soft in the front for the rebound stiffness and all the way hard in the rear with 20. Bump stiffness, we went all the way hard in the front with 20 and 1 in the rear. Here's the share code if you're interested in this tune. With the aero, we did nothing. Brake, we did nothing. And differential, we did nothing. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is Q50 Beast. Peace out.